mean, this is an extraordinary situation that's developed. Everybody was concentrating on the elderly, and it was just assumed when schools were closed that when they reopened, children would just skip happily back into school. But in fact, we were kind of demanding from them a resilience, which it turns out they were unable to give, many of them. And many have had long-term damage because of absence from schools. And this shows in the so-called ghost children, the children that are just dropped off the school rolls. So before lockdown, there was a level figure of about 60,000 who were persistently absent from school. But after lockdown, it's leapt up to 140,000.
Wow.
So this whole issue was highlighted by the Centre for Social Justice, and they did a really important report called Lost and Not Found. And they did the figures that showed, you know, what a major problem this is.
I mean, where are they?
Well, I spoke to a school counsellor, and he said that his children that are absent fall into two groups. There's the children that are just too anxious to leave their room, too depressed, won't come out of the room. And then there's the children that you can't get back into the house. You can't get back into their rooms because they're so angry and aggressive. They're out on the street, they're joining gangs, and they've just dropped out completely. And this is really bad because, as I know, because I befriended a gang about 15 years ago, so I know that there are always kids that drop out of school. I mean, all the boys that I got to know dropped out of school at 14. But equally, I've seen what's happened to them, and they have just been they're now early 30s, in and out of prison ever since, at great cost to themselves and to society. And this is what lies in wait for these young kids that are on the streets. This is the fate that awaits these young kids, because not being in school is crucial for your life chances. 90% of young offenders played truant, right, and 60% of prisoners altogether played truant. So it's really vital this doesn't happen and that these young kids have got back into school.